Three, two, one. We just want to make sure that you have been welcomed to stockmarketfunding.com, and how that call option today on the gap down in Apple played out so sweet as far as buying off of that low there at 8.5 and 8.20. So 8.10, there was 8.20, there was 8.5, and there was also some 8.40s that printed. And then it pulled back. We sold the peak of the call. Then it pulled back, and we got in again. We peaked, and we made another high. So just like any intraday high on the call side is that you do pull back and whatnot. Over here, we've got Google working 1930. Google had a an opening gap of 473.26, and not only that, we also are looking at buying the contract on the dip. That's that 460 call. The gap on Google was the Chinese gap. And we all know back in the first of the year when the Chinese came in and did what they did. And so there may be some amendments there, and a good earnings report. We have lots of videos on Google, folks, about getting in ahead of the earnings. And I talked about a $20 gap. There was a pre-market gap of 478. That's the opening bell high. However, the gap in pre-market was a sell short gap. So SMF shorted that move because SMF market maker traders are taught how to think on the other side of every trade, and then where the money will be printing in the wallet and or ladies' purse, ladies' wallet, men's wallets, and that you know where the market's printing. Okay, I own, tell me what Google is doing, because I'm going to buy some, we're going to buy some 460 calls, and we're also going to be looking at the 450 put. I've also got a 470 put right here. Here you can see right here, 460 call, 470 put on Apple. And Apple, we own it long off the bottom. Oh boy, it looks like we're positive. Let me see in our SMF trading brain. Wow. It's throttling at 96. How nice that is. Teeny up. Look at that. There's your SMF bid and ask trend ratio. 0.009 and rising. Boy, this is better than being in the NAS. What do they call that thing? The capsule going into orbit. If you can get in, you got to stay into positive territory. So that bid and ask ratio's got to raise for your teeny value to go higher. Another thing that we want to be aware of is that the put option right here hit 1050 is now printing up. So buying the 470 put option was very good off that bottom. So we want to see where this stops going up. The minute that this stops going up in value, that means that that call option will be putting in a bottom. And they run invert of each other. Once again, we also wanted to include that we own the $250 calls here, and we own them. Tammy got in at 270, I think, and 310 or somewhere down there. We had lots of people buying these down at the bottoms. The put option, which is 260 put in the money, the high was 765. The low over here was $8 on the call, and now they're printing on the high. Here, we're printing down on the low of the 260 put, and when the SMF Professional Trading System Command Center commands the trade, it will command and prompt you to make the trade within this trading structure, and focusing more on the shorter term intraday gain of 30 to 50 pennies in the option as you're holding the call, so that somehow If there's little directional movements here and price drops over here and a little bit of price goes up over there, you want to make sure that that's exactly what that you are trading. You're not trading for, a $2 move or a dollar move, but rather anywhere from 25 to 60 pennies. And trading these in lots of 20 contracts adds $1,000 cash revenue. Once again, folks, 260 put. Let me move that out of the way. Another thing that we want to be aware of is that Google, we're holding nice at 1930 on the high, 1472 on the low. We got entries down there. Peter Brader got his entries. Learning how to scale in between the bid and ask is a talent that we all need. So, and exiting and entering when they're wide, 20, 30 cents, 20 cents wide, is how do you work your control center as far as your entry and exits within the spreads, understanding where the momentum is naturally in the equity. And here is the call price trying to hold over here. And we also have the famous 470 put against the 460 call. And at times, this is going to move. It moved $3 off the low. Actually hit a high of 1480. It's pulling back. And trading that 470 put in its ranges when Google is intraday weak, you can scale in here and trade. Made a nice move. And we bought these 470 puts on the open. That's the low. That's the high, the range for today. They had a close of 1980. They took all the premium out. But on the 460 call, they had a close of 1010, and they gave a high premium up there of $19.30. Apple is ticking fine here on